Hey everyone, it's your favorite single mom here, the Black Millennial Introvert, and Samantha. And today I just saw this news article that I had to cover. So, a lot of women have been talking about divesting, meaning date outside your race or ethnicity. And while I still promote that strongly because I do think that women should open up their dating pool if they choose to date slash get married, instead of just restricting yourself to, like, if you're a black woman, typically we only date black males, and that's extremely detrimental to our health. You definitely should keep your options wide open. But with that being said, of course, Dusties still come in every race and ethnicity and nationality, when it comes to males specifically. So the reason why this is important to talk about is because even though Black women are starting to date out more, I want my sisters to be very careful about who we're allowing into our lives, especially with us being single mothers. You have to be that much more careful and discerning as to who you're allowing to take up space in your life and your child's life or children's life. So you have to vet. And one of those things as far as vetting would be to run background checks. Um, I'll probably try to create a list of behaviors and questions you can ask to vet that person. And there's just a number of things you can do. And I want to, because Black women we're more new to like the whole dating others who don't look like us or don't share the same background as we have. So I want us to be very careful about going out there and being very, naive or green about the whole dating outside our race type of thing and just assuming like, oh, everyone else is more socially better conditioned, so better socially conditioned to be better boyfriends, better husbands if they're not Black, because that's just not the case. A lot of women don't know, especially like Black women, don't realize that the manosphere, the incels, the red pill, all of that actually came from the white male community first. And then Black males just kind of tweaked it to match their own, to make afford for the fact that they're Black, right? They had to add in their plight because they're conquered. So they pretty much took the idea from white males first. So that means what? That white males have dusty behavior as well. But because of course, we're in America and they are the majority and they're in power, which means they have more money and just more social currency, etc., and as well as economical status, et cetera, et cetera. So there are a lot of benefits to going outside your race. But mainly because they're the majority, you still would have a better, and because they're socialized differently for the most part, you're still going to have a better chance of meeting someone outside your race who is better aligned with the values that Black women overwhelmingly exude, as far as like education being important to us, not being over like violent and unhinged, working hard and making a good living, so on and so forth. And you're going to find that within other communities of men. And I'm not just talking about white men. It could be Indian men, Native American men, Hispanic men, Asian men, every type of man out there that isn't a Black man. And when I say Black man, I'm actually including Africans in there as well. Like everyone needs to be vetted, ladies. Like all the males have issues, and a lot of them are listening to each other, which means they're essentially leading each other off a cliff. So you want to just be very careful. So let's go ahead and get into this article. This guy is saying, they said here that register as deceased in many government databases. This man faked his own death to avoid child support payments, and now he faces years behind bars. So let's see what this guy looks like. Okay, so that's the male that is saying he's deceased, so he doesn't have to pay child support. And let's just get right into the article. So, Jesse Kipf via Grayson County, Kentucky Detention Center. I don't know why this next. This picture's not there. But anyways, a Kentucky man who faked his own death to avoid paying child support may end up spending years behind bars. Jesse Kipf, age 38, pleaded guilty in federal court to stealing people's identities in order to create a fake death certificate so he would be officially listed as a dead man. According to the plea agreement, Kipf accessed the Hawaii death registry system by posing as a physician in a different state. He completed a state of Hawaii death certificate worksheet, and then on January 21st, 2023, the defendant assigned himself as the medical certifier for the case and certified that case, the plea agreement says. Wow, the links guys will go through and go to to not pay some child support. This is crazy. And it's like, how much money did he really have that would have made any kind of difference? Did he even have any money? Oh my gosh. But yeah, he can play, if he can play and pretend to be a physician, like who believed that first and foremost? Was it his white male privilege that got him in there playing and pretending to be a physician? Like who heads would roll. Like who would be allowing this? Who allowed him to get into buildings and do things? Like this is very scary. So he applied a digital signature for the physician, providing his name, title, and license number. This resulted in the defendant being registered as deceased in many government databases. That's crazy. Kipf also infiltrated other states' death registry systems using credentials stolen from other people. Okay, he's clearly doing the most. The defendant faked his own death in part in order to avoid his outstanding child support obligations to his ex-wife, the plea agreement says. So I'm wondering, like, once he's faked his own death, does that mean he has to steal an identity? Like, what is the benefit for him? How is he going on living a life when he's supposedly is dead? So that means he had to take over someone else's life. This is just weird. So he also admitted using stolen credentials to infiltrate private business, government, and corporate networks, and then trying to sell access to those networks to potential online buyers. In doing so, the defendant caused damage to so he couldn't just go get an IT cybersecurity job and pay his child support and be normal, because that's really just asking too much. So in doing so, the defendant caused damage to multiple computer networks and stole the identities of numerous individuals, says the plea agreement. The estimated cost of damages was more than $195,000, according to the filing. Kipf has pleaded guilty to one count of aggravated identity theft, which carries a potential 5-year maximum sentence, and one count of computer fraud, which has a minimum 2-year sentence. Both charges also carry a fine of up to $250,000. So now he owes the child support and these fines. Make sense. He is scheduled to be sentenced in federal court in Frankfort, Kentucky on April 12th. So this is this is like, you cannot make this stuff up. It's like one of those moments where life is stranger than than fiction. This is hilarious. Like, you did all this to avoid some child support. I would love to know, like, how much does he make a year that he felt like, I don't want to pay her no child support. Like, is he like wealthy? Did he feel like he was going to have to pay a significant amount, or was he broke and concerned? Y'all, let's get in the comments. So this one here says, to avoid his outstanding child support obligations to his ex-wife. No, child support for his kids is, if he clearly has the talent to avoid, he has a talent to pay. Generally speaking, the kids are the collateral damage in these schemes. Probably won't be getting any cards or calls on Father's Day, pretty much. Next person is saying, I feel sorry for the kids. Imagine knowing that your father loved you so little that he was willing to fake his own death to get out of helping out with you and not to see you. Man, that's like awful. He gets like crap dad of the year. Of the year, because there's so many. I can't give him the century because there's a lot that's tying with him on that one. Dude spent so much time and effort to get out of this ish. If he just did it, it probably would have been half the work and none of the paranoia. Pretty much, yeah. And now he's owes even more money. Fines. And still owes a child support. Bless his heart. Give him an A for effort. Men have to remember that sometimes a one-night stand can turn into 18 years of child support. This person's laughing. He says, you play, you pay. Someone is saying to you all, if you're gonna do anything, especially have kids, never rely on others, not men, not government, nobody. The kids could give a darn who's right or wrong or who has to pay. He sounds like a whole Deadbeat Dusty. This woman saying, bless his heart, he deserves no sympathy. What a loser. Next one is saying, true. Next one is saying, you are very funny. Thanks for the laugh. Okay, so anyways, child support hits hard with some men. This one went through great lengths to avoid paying to help support the child he helped procreate. Sad. She sounds like a whole mammy. Like, child support hits hard for men. What about women left to raise the kids by themselves? We're paying more in time and money for those same children. This person said he faked his own death. He was never going to see that kid again. I bet this was all great. Look at the other crimes. Exactly. He did like other crimes. Like he's just an a-hole. Someone else is saying like I can mine a POS. WTF, give him longer. I agree. Someone else is saying I was just about to do the same thing. Like I feel like guys really should get locked up for abandoning their children. Because if you can lock up the mom for like dropping her kid off because she's basically having like a whole meltdown from having to do it alone, the father should be getting locked up too. This person was saying I was just about to do the same thing. We do believe you, Dust. You dusty deadbeat. Someone else is saying paid 14 years on a child I adopted. What's your point? You adopted the child, so it's your child. Make it make sense. I don't know, man. You sound really stupid and smart at the same time. I do know you royally messed up, though. I think you got a lot of white male privilege. They're not always the smartest in the world. They're white, so people just give them a lot of benefit of the doubt. This person saying that's what I call a real man, not. Next person saying so that's what a deadbeat dad is. This woman is saying idiot and poor kid. Yeah, pretty much. Next person saying dad of the year. Right. This guy is crazy lazy. I'll bet she even had to put it in for him. Ew. That's too funny. Pretty much what I have to do. He was wonderful. Both strokes. A little grown-up fun. This woman saying, what a stupid effer. Or stupid F. This next woman saying, my ex paid his child support religiously until the kids aged out. I was thankful for that. He basically just did his job, but okay. He should be behind bars, and then when he gets out, he should be made to pay every penny he owes for child support. He liked to play but didn't want to pay. Exactly. He's a zombie. Next one saying, my ex didn't pay child support. He would quit his job just so he wouldn't have to pay. He was supposed to pay $113 a week for 3 kids. I'm in my 60s, my kids are in their 40s, and I get back child support. $76 a month comes out of his Social Security. I figure I'll be in my 80s before he's all paid up. The money gets deposited in an account designated for Christmas, so the kids still get it. I would have preferred getting the support when the kids were growing up. I always said that kids know that light switch goes up, but don't know that it goes down. So the next person saying crazy that the system allowed this to happen. I agree. Something like that white male privilege. Next person saying no money, no honey. I feel sorry for the kids. They need the father. Next person saying this is what you call a deadbeat. Literally. Yup. Next person saying how clever. Too bad he got caught. Thumbs down. That person's also from Kentucky. Next person saying, well, this guy is truly a deadbeat dad. Yep. I mean, truly dead because he faked his own death. So he's technically like dead in the systems. This woman is saying his children are definitely won't get no child support now since he's going to be in prison. What's your point, Pamela? They already weren't getting it. So what's your point? They can't get it from a dead guy, can they? Next person saying left that girl to be a single mother. Yep. Then they say don't date single mothers after they make you a single mother. Next person saying thought he had it all figured out. Going to those extremes to avoid paying for a child he created. What a POS loser. Lock him up and toss a key. What a POS. Glad he got caught. And people are forgetting that he owes the fines as well, up to $250,000 possible in fines. This one say you did all of that to dodge something you created, basically. This guy is saying, I give him an A+ for effort and originality. I don't. This person, next person says, jail time for the same time he should have paid child support and then work and repay any government assistance paid to them as he did not pay. This woman is saying, karma big time now. Next person is saying, all that to avoid child support. There's so many useful, beneficial things he could have done, and he chooses that. Next person is saying, all to avoid paying child support, his kid or kids are not cheap. And you divorced the mom, now the kid. Wow, what a POS. Next person is saying, he didn't think this out too well. Wasted mind. Yep. This person is saying, a real winner, not. Wow. And that's a real sorry A person. Next one is saying, sounds like the judges are wanting their retirement pay since most child support agencies are crooked. Next one is saying, 18 years of effing for the effing you got is what the old timers told me. Next one is saying that child support is serious. Not really. $113 a week? Sign me up. I mean, that's like a drop in the bucket. Next one is saying, bet that child support don't seem so bad after all, huh? Sleaze bag. Someone says, good. POS. State of Hawaii, huh? Oh, nothing. Yeah, another Dusty. 5 years is a joke. No justice. Disgrace. Low life creation. Yep. And scumbag. So let me know what you all think about this crazy story. The things guys will go through. And I've heard stories like this over and over and over of males faking their own deaths to get out of paying child support. Like it literally is the end of the world. And these guys that are faking their own deaths are probably most likely living off of another woman, being a whole foster child, and or having more kids with other women while they're trying to fight the system and, you know, say that the system has it out for the man, you know, because they're making them do their job. It's just ridiculous. Like, if you don't want to have kids and you don't want to pay child support, you know what to do. Vasectomy. And I also heard that the FDA has approved a male birth control pill. I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, but maybe some of these males should. Like, if you're that serious about not wanting to have kids, that you bring your crazy dusty self on to TikTok to make an entire video embarrassing yourself and talking about how you don't want all these kids that you created all over the place. There's things to help you not have kids anymore.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Wait. I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a f. I really don't.
Like, some people shouldn't even be allowed to have any more kids. They shouldn't even be allowed to create themselves over again, like replicate their dusty ass DNA. But anyways, I digress. So, quick update on the story of Jesse Kipf, the man who faked his death to avoid paying child support. So he apparently he was owing $100,000 in outstanding child support. So the last article I read did not have these additional details. And then when I was looking for the article to put into the description, I found even more details to answer some of the questions I had. So apparently he admitted to faking his death to avoid paying his ex-wife more than $100,000 in outstanding child support. He's facing serious jail time for the elaborate ruse. He pleaded guilty to Kipf, age 38, pleaded guilty to one count of aggravated identity theft and one count of computer fraud, in federal court on March 29th, according to the plea agreement obtained by Law and Crime. Kipf was indicted by the United States Attorney's Office in November after investigators with the FBI in Louisville, Kentucky, the Department of the Attorney General for Hawaii, and the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office caught wind of his cybercrimes, according to a press release. Jesse Kipf was charged with computer fraud stemming from the data breaches of Guest Tech Interactive Entertainment in February 2023 and Milestone Inc. in June 2023. Jesse Kipf was charged with computer fraud. Kipf admitted to completing a Hawaii death certificate, which we already talked about that he pretended to be a doctor so he could create a death certificate for himself, like basically just doing the most. And then prosecutors argued that his motivation to commit these cybercrimes was fueled by his desire to avoid paying his outstanding child support obligations to his ex-wife, the plea agreement states. So the very much alive father then infiltrated other states' death registry systems using stolen credentials, according to the plea agreement. He applied a digital signature for the physician, providing his name, title, and license number. This resulted in the defendant being registered as deceased in many government databases. Kipf also used the credentials he stole to gain access to private business, government, and corporate networks with the goal of trying to sell the sensitive information he fraudulently obtained to other crooks online. In doing so, the defendant caused damage to multiple computer networks and stole the identities of numerous individuals, according to the plea agreement. Authorities estimated Kipf's damages were exceeding more than $195,000. I really think it's probably a heck of a lot more than that. And then, so they said the computer hacking father agreed to pay restitution of $3,500 to the state of Hawaii, $56,247 to Milestone Inc., $19,653 to Guest Tech Interactive Entertainment, and $100,357 to the California Child Support Agency, according to the plea deal. He also agreed to forfeit his electronic devices and $16,218 in gold and silver coins. So in order for him to avoid paying $100,000 in child support, he now is still paying the $100,000 and look like they tacked on an extra $16,357,000 to that $100,000. Then he still has to pay the $56,000, give or take, $19,000. So that's about what, $70,000, $80,000 right there. Then you got like $83,000, $84,000. And then like so basically another $100,000 essentially that he has to pay for his crimes. So overall, he's paying, I would say probably a little over $200,000, like somewhere above $200,000 overall, because he didn't want. So he basically doubled what he has to pay out to all these different people. Like now he owes even like double what he owed before, instead of just making payments on his child support like he was supposed to. So Kipf was initially charged with 5 counts of computer fraud and 3 counts of aggravated identity theft, which carried a maximum of 30 years behind bars before many of those charges were dropped after he took the plea deal. Just sad. So make sure you like the video, share and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.